Section 110 of In the Nursery of My Bookhouse. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. In the Nursery of My Bookhouse, edited by Olive Beaupre Miller. Shingebiss, a Chippewa Indian Tale. In his lodge on the shores of the great Lake Huron lived a little brown duck, Shingebiss. When the fierce north wind swept down from the white and glittering land of snow, 4 great logs for firewood had little brown duck Shingebiss, one for each month of the winter. Brave and cheery was Shingebiss, and no matter how the north wind raged, he waddled out across the ice and found what food he needed. With his strong bill he pulled frozen rushes up from the pond, and dived down through the holes they left to get his fish for supper. Then away to his lodge he went, dragging a string of fish behind him. By his blazing fire he cooked his supper and made himself warm and comfortable. So at last the north wind shrieked angrily, "Woo! Woo! Who dares to brave the big chief North Wind? All other creatures fear him, but little brown duck Shingebiss heeds big chief North Wind no more than Minnewawa, little gently blowing squaw breeze." So the north wind sent out cold icy blasts and made high drifts of snow, till not a bird or beast dared venture forth, save Shingebiss. Shingebiss went out the same as before, and paid no heed to the weather. He got his fish every day, and cooked his supper every night, and warmed himself by his glowing fire. "Ah!" raged the north wind, "little brown duck Shingebiss cares not for snow or ice or wind. Big Chief North Wind will freeze his holes so he gets no food, and then Big Chief will conquer him." So he visited the holes in the ice where Shingebiss fished, breathed into them and froze them up tight. Then he heaped up over the pond a mighty mound of snow. But when Shingebiss came and found his holes all closed, so he could not reach the water, he did not even murmur. He went cheerily on till he found a pond that was free of snow and had more rushes. Then he pulled up the rushes and made new holes through which he could do his fishing. North Wind grew angrier still. "Brown duck shall know who is Big Chief!" he howled, and for days he followed close on the little duck's footsteps, froze up his holes in the ice almost as soon as he made them, and covered his ponds with snow. But Shingebiss walked fearlessly forth as before, and always managed to get a few fish before each hole was frozen, or found some other pond that was free and made new holes. But he still went cheerily home every night, dragging his fish behind him. At last the north wind roared in a fury, "Woo! Woo! Big Chief, go to Brown Duck's lodge, blow in at his door, sit down beside him and breathe icy breath till he freezes." Now Shingebiss had just eaten his supper. His log was burning bright, and he sat cozily warming his little webbed feet by the blaze. Carefully North Wind crept up to his door, holding his breath so Shingebiss should not know he was coming. Quietly he crept along over the snow, but Shingebiss felt the icy cold come in through the cracks at the door. "I know who is there," he thought, and he began to sing sturdily. "Kanij, kanij, bean, bean, bonin, bonin, oki, oki, kawiwa, kawiwa." Now the north wind knew this was his way of saying, North Wind, fierce in feature, you are still my fellow creature. Blow your worst, you can't freeze me, I fear you not, and so I'm free." Then North Wind was angrier than ever. "Little brown duck to sing so boldly, Big Chief can bite him, sting him, freeze him." So North Wind crept in under the door, slipping up behind Shingebiss, and sat down by the fire. Now Shingebiss knew he was there, but he paid him no heed. He kept on singing louder than ever, "Kanij, kanij, bean, bean." "Big Chief stays here till he freezes," whistled North Wind, and he tried to breathe more fiercely than ever. But at that moment Shingebiss stirred his fire till the sparks leapt up, the smoke flew, and the log glowed ruddy gold. Then all at once North Wind's frosty hair began to drip, His icy beard began to drip, the tears ran down his cheeks, and his breath came puffing more and more faintly. Still Shingebiss warmed his little web feet by the blaze and sang, North wind, fierce in feature, you are still my fellow creature. At length North Wind gave a shriek. Big Chief is melting! And he rushed headlong through the doorway, fled out into the darkness, and fell upon a snowbank. Strange little brown duck, Shingebiss, he murmured weakly. Big Chief North Wind can't starve him, can't freeze him, can't make him afraid. Ah, ah. North Wind will let him alone. The Great Spirit is with him. End of Shingebiss, a Chippewa Indian Tale.